Kick-Ass Confidence with Linda, for women who want more passion, power, and personal style.
Hello, beautifuls. It is Linda, your confidence coach. Welcome back to Kick-Ass Confidence for women who want more passion, power, and personal style. Those three things are very important to women. And today we're going to be talking about something that I have been dying to talk about for years and years and years. I haven't actually ever sat down and had this one conversation on its own with full focus on it ever yet in my whole 35-year career. And it's 2024. I've just turned 52. And today we're going to be talking about, are you a little bit extra? Have you been told your whole life or most of your life that you're too loud? You're very opinionated, you're ambitious, you should just be grateful for what you have. You're, again, in case you missed it, opinionated. You've got such opinions, you've always got something to say. You have to be the one on stage or to speak up or in the spotlight. You're just extra, man. Like geez, could you just turn it down a little bit? Could you just dial it down? Are you relating to that? If this is you, you're not going to need another trigger from me, another word from me to know that you've been taught and told that you're extra. Somebody along the way in your life said, no, you shouldn't be that. And I'm here to tell you, damn well, dial it up, woman. Dial it up, because extra comes with so many things. Now, of course, at the heart of this podcast is confidence, right? Confidence through the power of personal style. So with keeping sight of the context of that conversation here, we're not going to go down a rabbit hole in terms of extra and what that means, but it is directly connected to what you wear. It is directly connected to your self-confidence and your self-esteem. And it is our responsibility as women, or people, but as women, to deal and heal with our past, deal with the shit that's happened, get over it, skill up and invest in ourselves and move forward and live and create the life that we want to live. This one life that we've been given, this one shot, this non-rehearsal, we get one shot. So if you're still at a stage in your life, no matter what your age, whether you're 25 or whether you're 85, it doesn't matter. Age, by the way, it is not rude to ask a woman her age. That is just a worldly response to a worldly attack on your spirit of beauty. Another agreement that you may need to break here with me at Kick-Ass Confidence, because if you are saying, well, I don't want to tell my age, or you've come into agreement with an attack on your spirit of beauty. But that's another conversation for another time. Back to extra, okay? Here's the good news. You're going to love this conversation, because if this is you, you don't need my permission or anybody's permission to be yourself. But because somebody said, no, you're too much one day, I'm going to say, no, you're not. But I am going to give you a couple of tools, a couple of things that I think, including just a debriefing on the conversation on this topic, that might help you. Sometimes, are you too much, too loud, too opinionated, too outspoken, must be first, must be... Yes, sometimes you are. But you need to look at why. If you are being that loud and you're talking over everybody, you're interrupting, you are the most opinionated, then you have a need to be heard. It is not an excuse to interrupt other people and speak over them, but you have a need to be heard. Now, that need to be heard is very legitimate, and it is rooted and it stems from many things in your life, in your past, in your childhood, in your adult life, but it is your responsibility to resolve. There is an audience who will hear you. There is an audience who will want to hear what you have to say. And it's your responsibility and your opportunity to go and find those people and who they are. It is not about cutting out of your life and putting yourself above the people who are telling you that you're too much. Because there's a couple of reasons why people do that. And there's a few, but of them, A, they do find you too loud and too opinionated and just a lot. Like, you know, Linda's going to be here, or Linda's coming to the dinner, or Linda, and then they're like, okay, you know, just bootstrap yourself for Linda, buckle up, because you know Linda. I have been told that my whole damn life. You're too much, you're too loud, you're too opinionated, you're too, just, you know, and did I believe it? Of course I did. You tell a kid something enough, many times over, she's going to believe it, he's going to believe it. And man, it's been to this day, 52 years old, just the other day, it is still something I have to mentally tell myself that is not true. Mentally, almost daily, less and less and less than before, but still, after 52 years, I'm still telling myself I'm coming against the things that came against me. And that is the journey of life. I think sometimes we look at point A and point B and we forget it is the journey. There's all these cliches, and the cliches are there for a reason. It's the journey, friend, it's the journey. And, you know, my husband said it best the other day. He said, I think sometimes this one recurring struggle in life that frustrates him alongside one or two others. He said, I just want to get to a point of it's no longer a struggle. He said, but I think I've just got to be okay with the struggle, be okay with the process, be okay with the 2 steps forward and 1 back, the dance that I call, you know, a 3-step dance that is life. So on that note, I want to first say that, you know, it's okay to feel where you're at and to be where you're at, because if you feel like you're too much and you're too loud and you're still getting that feedback, and like I said, there are a few reasons. Some of the other reasons are that some people are just not okay with your ambition, with your strength, with your boldness, with your outspokenness, with your honesty, with your raw, real honesty. A lot of people are uncomfortable with that. And it's also not just okay just to make people uncomfortable, you know. We could go in many different directions with this. I don't think it's complex. I don't think it's as complicated as people say. I think it comes down to a couple of things that I want to share with you that's really helped me, and I'm going to. But remember, when it comes back to the point of being self-confident, okay? Confidence means trust. Self-confidence means I have self-trust. I trust myself to get up, dress up, and go out and do these things. I trust myself to be humble and bold, because arrogance is a condition of the heart. It's got nothing to do with being extra. It's got nothing to do with... Humility is a condition of the heart, and beauty starts with the heart. Everything starts with the heart, and it must show up on the outside. It is not just an inside job. So we are working on building on our foundation, that is our self-esteem, remember? And we are building the muscle, that is a gift that is given, your life, your self-esteem, your personal worth. Regardless of what you say, there is a truth about you. You are beautiful whether you like it or not. You're in the fashion business, I'm going to add, whether you like it or not. Building on top of that is this self-confidence, which is a muscle that you can boost, that you can train, that you can build. It is not something that you just summons and muster on the spot. It doesn't work like that. I've tried, and I've seen other people try. It doesn't work like that. So in the context of that, how do you feel, first of all, if your ambition is stifled, if your voice is stifled, if your ideas are shut down, if you are told to shut up, if you are told over and over and over again in various forms from various people, usually the same, in various ways, that you're just like, can you just tone it down a bit? How do you feel? Like, I'd love for you to pause right now. If you don't have a pen and paper, I'd love you to pause right now and go and grab your pen and paper and write down, how does it make you feel? How has it made you feel to date? Been told this over and over again. You're extra, you're too much, you're too bold, you're too ambitious, you're too outspoken, you're too opinionated. How does it make you feel? I can tell you how it's made me feel over the years. I have felt rejected, abandoned, unloved, criticized, judged, unliked, disliked, hated even, not wanted. I have felt like a burden. I really have. Because the truth is, again, if you tell a kid something enough times, she will believe it. The same applies in teenagehood. The same applies in adulthood. So you come to believe it, and then, so now you're feeling all of these things, and you start suppressing these things. You start maybe even dressing down. Believe it or not, I did years ago. You start in a church environment or a business or a social environment. You're just like, okay, they're right. I've got to turn it down. But let me tell you something. There's this spirit, this animal, this beautiful animal spirit of beauty inside of you. You try and tone down that tiger, what's going to happen? It's going to come out sideways. What does sideways look like? Sideways looks like very opinionated, aggressive, loud, obnoxious even, interrupting people, not listening to people, It looks like all of this. And I have done all of those things. And do I still do it sometimes? Yes, I do. By mistake, not intentionally. I'm still undoing all of the training that was so heavily trained into me. To get what they said out of my head is a daily thing. Some days are easier than others. That's why I'm on this mission, to help women to get up, dress up, be a bold light on a hill, not apologize for their body or their beauty, but to be a spirit of beauty, to arise and shine, and to live a beautiful life in humility and in confidence, without apology. Nothing else around us that was created in beauty, from the mountains to the jaguar, to the oceans, to the flowers, to the birds, is apologizing for its beauty. In fact, it actually pushes out its colors and its tentacles and its waves in how it was formed and designed to be. So you need to write down, how does it make you feel? Because those feelings, I always talk about, you've got to let your feelings feel. You know, there's a lot of like a faith-based thing that says, you know, don't speak death, you must speak life. You can't say you're scared or you can't. No, it doesn't say that. Biblically, it says, do not be afraid. Be is the action word, it's the verb. It doesn't say you're not allowed to feel afraid. You do get to feel afraid. You do get to feel shut down and squashed down. You do get to feel frustrated. You do get to feel these things. But you can't act in them. We have to work ourselves through them and overcome them and conquer them and then move forward, right? So you have to write down how it makes you feel. Then I want you to write down, who has this training come from? Where has this training come? Is it still in your life? Was it only in your childhood that you're still hanging on to? Is this work that you've done on yourself that maybe hasn't been completed? Where has the training come from that you're extra, that you're too much, too loud, too bold, too ambitious, too driven, too competitive, and all of that? Where has it come from? And again, hit pause if you need to hit pause. Write it down. In fact, as I say this, I haven't even done this exercise in as much detail as I'm doing with you right now. It's really good. I'm going to catch this episode just for me. Episode 6, Are You Extra? Perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So write down where it has come from. And then, are those people still in your life, and are they still giving you that same messaging? And then you want to go, do you want to be doing life with these people? Some of these people are your mother, your father, your sister, or your sisters, or your brothers. Some of these people are your closest friends. Some of these people are your colleagues, your employers, your employees. Every company has employees that tolerates the employer. Every single company does. So is this company you want to keep? Is this company that you want influencing you day after day after day? Now, this is where I go back to what I said earlier. This is not about cutting people out of your life. This is not about you thinking you're better than them or ahead of them. You're not. You know that. But birds of a feather flock together. And they say that the 5 people that you hang out with most are a reflection of you. That's who you are. Are you happy with that mirror? What are you seeing when you look into that mirror? You have to ask yourself, who are you keeping company with? Where is this training coming from? Where is this repetition that you are too much, that you're extra? Where's it coming from? Some people have training that they are extra and it's a good thing. It's a small percentage of women, but being extra is seen as a good thing. And it's like, oh my gosh, she's extra, I love her. It doesn't happen often. Certainly not in the Western culture. So where is that training coming from? Are they still in your lives? And do you want to be doing life with them? Or do you need to have a conversation that's saying like, hey, it's been like 35 years, or it's been 10 years, or it's been 50 years. I need to talk with you about something. And remember, you can have a conversation and you don't manage their response or control their response. You just manage yours. But I'm not really all for this telling my truth and, speaking the truth because God said I must. Because, there is a way and a time and a motivation for us to have those conversations when our motivation is restoration, when our motivation is relationship. And most people do not want to have the tough conversations. That is my experience in life. Most people will not have the tough conversations. They don't want to invest in the relationship. And on the flip side of that, some of the best relationships come out of having those tough conversations when both parties were actually sincere and invested in a mutual outcome, because that makes a difference as well. So write that list down and then ask yourself that. And then when it comes to extra, I want to ask you this next question. What does it look like in your day-to-day environment? If you are feeling extra and bold and ambitious. What are you wearing day to day? How are you dressing? Is your wardrobe and what you wear day to day reflective of that extra, beautiful, amazing, ambitious personality? Because I'm here to tell you that extra is amazing. That extra doesn't need permission. That as long as extra is rooted in the right motivation, which is to honor and respect yourself and others, and just kind of bring something good to the world and live your life well and live in love as best you can. Extra is cool, damn it. Extra is okay. Extra is damn necessary. If we didn't have extra people that come with boldness and courage and they build on their confidence, and we wouldn't have results, we wouldn't have the Olympics, we wouldn't have a spirit of excellence at a corporate level, we wouldn't have so many things, we wouldn't have innovations. These people who are called extra are often, not always, but often the people that take risks, that are prepared to make a fool of themselves, that are prepared to take action, fall on their face, screw up and go, okay, now I know how not to do it. They're prepared to take action and go out there and do something, while the others coach from the couch, saying, yep, there she goes again, she's extra. She needs to be on stage, she needs to be on the spotlight, no, she doesn't. She just needs to get out there and deliver this thing, this idea, this concept, this value, you've got so much going on inside of you, this water, this like wishing well, this volcano, this beautiful erupting thing full of ideas and energy, and everyone has it in a different form. And I'm slowing down and I'm speaking softly here for a reason. Extra doesn't have to be loud, by the way. You could be super introverted and be extra. And that's not right or wrong. That's you. And people say like, wow, like I just don't get her because she's so introverted. She's like, she doesn't like, she prefers product and computers over people, but she's like, look at what she wears or look at the things that she does. It doesn't line up. What doesn't line up about it? It totally lines up. She's bold. She's ambitious. She's creative. She's got ideas. She's a risk taker. She's not going to be held back by people's opinions. And so she's an introvert. So what? I love introverts. I love extroverts. So how are you dressing up your extra? What are you wearing? This is the next thing. I want you to go to your closet today and I want you to have a look at what is inside there. What is the color? If you are that bold, ambitious, driven, competitive extra, is that reflected in your wardrobe? Because if it's not, my friend, here's your message today. You are at a disconnect with the woman in the mirror. My style strategy, Dress to Connect, is a very personal one that impacts your journey and your connection with everybody out there, but it mostly will impact your journey with yourself. And if you are dressing in a way that is dressing down or blending into the background, or I'm not saying you've got to be out there and like crazy with your wardrobe. If you do want it, like, whatever blows your hair back. But what I am saying is, if you have all of this energy and beauty and creativity and color and idea and everything inside of you, surely it will show up on the outside. Because if it doesn't, I've got good news for you. This is a way to express your extra. Fashion is your extra. Fashion is an expression of you. It's an extension of you. It's a very easy way for you to fill the gaps, fill the holes that maybe all of these years you've thought, I am not in an environment where I can be myself or speak my opinion. I'm always shut down or put down or told to slow down or dial it down. I'm telling you to dial it up. And the easiest way to do it first is through your personal style. Is through color, is through texture, is through catching the eye, catching the light. You can walk into a room and turn all heads without saying a word by what you wear, and be admired as a woman of strength, a woman of style, a woman of substance, just by what you wear. And it by being extra doesn't mean that it has to be this crazy outfit. It could be a velvet turquoise blouse like this with some bling, maybe hot pink lipstick, maybe a hairstyle that is different for you, pair bootleg jeans and some heels or some boots, and off you go. Extra might be a t-shirt and jeans for you with a blingy belt that you've always secretly coveted, that you've thought, what will my friends say? With a pair of boots. Extra could be a hot pink 10 fingers or 9 fingers of nail polish and one is blue. Extra could be so many different things. I want to encourage you today to start expressing your extra through fashion, through personal style. You will find so much fun and value and meaning in it, because fashion is not fickle, looking good is not vain. The research is out there, enclothed cognition is a scientific thing. If you haven't done the research, you can go and do it, but if you hear me in what I'm saying, go and find a boutique. I talk about the best brand on the planet. The best brand on the planet, in my experience, in my opinion, is that independently owned local boutique that is in your local, your town, your village, or in the cities. They're those hidden gems, and they're not so hidden. They're all over the place. But you're going to get two things in those boutiques. You're going to get people and product. Now, when you find the right ones, not the ones that try and shove things down your throat and sell you, and because they don't know what they're doing. And typically, those boutiques don't do that because they have to survive against the big companies and the big brands, and so they do what they do well. So you're either going to get an owner or a manager of that boutique who has a lot of experience with women. You walk in the front door, they're going to look at you, your color, your kind of your age, your body shape. They're going to know perhaps what you're looking for or what you recommend. And don't be afraid of them, don't say, no, I'm just looking, thanks. Like, if they say, can I help? I'm like, if you're not looking for something specific, just say, well, based on what you see, what do you recommend? And that's a good question to ask is when someone comes over to you, in a boutique especially, and says, well, based on what you see, what do you recommend? Now, you're going to take someone off guard by asking that. And that's a good thing, because they're either going to be really good and go like, oh my gosh, I never get this invitation, this open door, or they're going to go, and they won't know. In which case, it's fine. You can shop on by yourself. But then you're going to get a second thing, which is good product. And if you know me, I say the Italians are the best dressed nation on the planet, like just unparalleled. The French don't come close. Like nobody comes close to the Italians. They just are, it's a gift that they were given a long time ago, and somebody learned it. And by the way, nobody's born a fashionista, not even the Italians, and they just pass the skill down generation to generation. How? By getting up, dressing up every day and living their life like that. That's what they wear to lunch. That's what they wear to the pool. That's what they wear to the beach. They're very intentional about it. So find yourself that boutique and go and find something as simple as a blazer, right? So a blazer, which is part of my capsule wardrobe, there are staple items in certain colors that are going to really help you to build a beautiful wardrobe that is going to mix and match really well with other things and produce multiple outfits for you. But what you want to do is go and look for that little bit of extra in that boutique. Maybe it's a blazer with a little bit of bling on the collar, or a little bit of a different kind of stud or diamond stud on the cuff. Maybe that blazer is, and I've got one, it's like a black velvet, and I'm actually going to take it in somewhere and have a few little diamante things put in, because it's such a rich, beautiful black velvet. The structure and the tailoring is amazing. I got it by Witchery, by the way. Witchery, it's not the greatest name, but it is what it is. One of my favorite brands. They're structured, they're tailored, they're very quality over quantity. Most of their stuff doesn't work for me, but 30% does. 30%, when I know if I go to Witchery, I'm going to come back with something amazing. One or two items that are, and I don't buy a lot from them. What I buy is quality. It lasts a lifetime. It looks and feels phenomenal, and it's very, very structured and tailored and very stylish. And so you might want to get a blazer that you have in the closet right now. If you don't have a boutique to go to, take it to a tailor. By the way, that's another tip. Grab your pen and paper. Women who are serious about their personal style, have a tailor, because nobody's the same height or size or shape, and you want to have someone where if you find something and it's perfect, like this, for example, I found this years ago, and it was very, very low, like it was super low here. I take it to my tailor, and he just sews it up, and I usually wear this with lots of V-neck layered necklaces. It's just fun, it's beautiful, and it's silver, and it catches the light. And so you want to make sure you have a tailor that you take it to. And add a little bit of bling, add a little bit of, some of you even sew, and you're not even doing that at home. Take a favorite piece of clothing that you don't know what to do with, and add a little extra. Extra what? I don't know. What do you like? Pink sequin, diamante cuffs on the outside, like on a shirt, like cufflinks on the outside. Maybe hot pink buttons down the front. I don't know. What do you like? You want to put a little black satin bow at the bottom, at the back of your black velvet jacket? Have a look around, get online, do some research, be inspired. But that extra is waiting for you to be expressed through your personal style. It is not to be apologized for. It is not to be dimmed down and shut down. The career that you have today, the work that you do, the people you hang out with, the person you might have married, the decisions that you're taking going forward, the holidays you plan, the clothes that you wear, are all based on whether or not this conversation around extra has either control over you or you have control over it. You can be extra and be the quietest person in the room. You can be an extrovert and extra and be loud. And a lot of people might not like that. And then again, you've got to cull your social environment like you cull your closet. You've got to look around and say, these are the people I hang around with all the time. How good do I feel about myself? Are these my people? Because if they're not, probably you're not their people, and both of you all should move on, right? And find your people. Where will you find them? The best place that I have found people is in personal development arenas. I love learning and changing and growing and forward movement. We are designed by nature to grow and move forward and change. We're babies, totally dependent. Then we go crawling, then walking, then running, then climbing trees and jumping out of airplanes and inventing things. We're designed to be learning. Most people don't do that. And most people who tell you you're too extra are coaching from the couch. They're the ones who've got the biggest opinions about who you are and what you're doing and why you're wrong. And maybe calling you all kinds of things and putting labels on you because, well, I don't know, you might just be doing a little bit of more risk-taking and living than they are, and they don't like it. It makes them uncomfortable. Move on. Move on. You don't have to be rude to move on. You will find very easily, many years ago, probably about, 10, 11 years ago, I got very intentional about this, and I decided that I was going to start saying no to the invitations that came away from the people that I thought maybe they're not the people I should be spending time with. And I thought it was going to be difficult. It wasn't. It wasn't. I said no to 1 or 2 invitations. They disappeared. Why? Well, suddenly I wasn't there paying the bill at the end of dinner. Suddenly I wasn't there being generous and taking the risks and organizing things. Suddenly I wasn't there doing that, and they found somebody else to do it. And it was much easier than I thought it was. Doesn't mean I don't still love some of those people. It doesn't mean that I had to be rude about it. It was just like, I just moved away, and it was easy. Much easier than I thought. And you've got to find your people. Having a teachable spirit, a coachable mindset, a growth mindset is a beautiful thing. It's part of your spirit of beauty. We're designed to grow and change and move forward and add value. We are not designed to just be consumers and receive and give, at least, and take. And the only thing that we give is our opinion and our judgment over others, because a lot of people do that. Especially if you're extra, you are an easy target. You're an easy target. If you are loud like me and you've got opinions and you've got ideas and you've got dreams and you've got goals and you've done stuff and you're an easy target. Just be okay with that. Just be okay with it. And be okay that you're extra. You know what you have extra of? Extra courage. You have extra risk-taking mindset where other people are too afraid. You have extra bravado. You have extra ideas, extra creativity. You have extra personality. That's nothing to apologize for. All you've got to do is find your people. Go and do that in personal development environments, whether it's business and or personal, whatever it is, and be discerning with that. Be prayerful and be discerning. Find your people. Where are they? What do they look like? What are they dressing like? Let me tell you something about extra people who have found their ground, who are no longer apologizing for their boldness or their beauty or their ambition. You can find them by what they're wearing. They're not apologetic for it. It doesn't mean that sometimes, because this is true, that sometimes people who dress well and bold on the outside, sometimes they're not that on the inside. I was that many years ago for a long time. That is their mask. That is what they walk into a room with. At least they're walking into a room with that. Go and find those people who are well-dressed, grounded, and the ones who are loud and who laugh and who offer opinions, but also who listen. Also, who put their hands up when they make a mistake. Also, because if we're extra, let me tell you what you're going to make more of. Mistakes. That's why you're such an easy target. When you're extra, you're going to say and do things that are going to create more mistakes. Also more successes, also more rewards, also more ideas, also more value, but more mistakes, which is why you're easy to criticize. Extra is good. Dial it up. Don't dial it down. It doesn't matter for how long you've been doing it. Every day is Tuesday. Today you get to choose, my friend, that you are going to no longer apologize for your boldness, your body, your beauty, your ambition, your ideas, your creativity, your risk-seeking, adventurous spirit. I thought I was going to get onto this podcast today and now go for it and better. And you know what's happening in my spirit? Just this quiet, amazing place of, I am extra. Let me tell you, ask my husband, ask people in my life. I've got a lot of people thinking, but not saying so much that I'm extra. And I don't think some of them will be in my life for very long because it just doesn't work. And I think, and some of them are just in my lives and they tolerate me because we're family and a few other reasons. But I'm spending less and less time with people that I don't want to spend time with. I'm spending more and more time seeking out people who are risk-taking and have a growth mindset. And you're never too old. I just started this podcast just on my 52nd birthday, actually. The night before my 52nd birthday, we launched this podcast, Kick-Ass Confidence, with Linda. For women who want more passion, power, and personal style. You can do anything. You can create anything. You can change anything. And you are not alone. There are people out there who will love your extra, who will invite it in, who are sorely lacking that in their lives, who want your energy, they want your ideas, they want your passion. Whilst your passion might also be your Achilles heel, they still will take that passion because they have none themselves or they are inspired by it. So go and find a couple of extra pieces in your wardrobe or to add to your wardrobe and let that be the first step toward you expressing this extra. It could be a killer pair of high heels that have like sex appeal. It could be bling that, you know, says badass. And I love big chunky earrings and big bold statement rings. And what does it say about you? I don't know. What do you want it to say about you? Dress on the outside in a way that reflects the woman on the inside. Go for turquoise. Try hot pink. You know, if it's too much for you to wear that red dress, put some red lipstick on. Put some red nail polish on. Try a pair of hot pink flat ballet shoes, which I got from Steve Madden, by the way, M-A-D-D-E-N, Steve Madden. It's one of my favorite shoe brands. You do not have to break the bank to look good. It is not expensive to look good, and nor is it time consuming. Style is a skill. And if you want to learn, if you want to release your extra, if you want to step into the fullness of your spirit of beauty and the extra dose of badass beauty that you've been given, then you're going to attend an event in Dallas, downtown Dallas, on the 21st and 22nd of June, 2024. It is called Linda Page Live, Your Catwalk to Confidence. And I'm going to put in brackets there, dial up your extra. We're going to be attending the funeral of your perfectionist. We're going to be attending the funeral of your low self-esteem. And we're going to be celebrating at a ceremony, a sassy, sexy social soiree at the end of the 2 days, your extra. And the dress code alone for this event, if you are extra, my friend, is going to blow you away and excite you that you won't be able to sleep at night thinking about, what am I going to wear? Where am I going to find it? How long do I have? You don't have long, okay? You don't have long. It's around the corner. 22 June, 2024. The link is below, or go to lindapage.com and go and get registered. You will never have had an experience like this before, and nor will you ever again. Your extra is a gift. All we have to do sometimes is refine our focus, get over the things we need to go over from the past, and go from being an unguided missile, perhaps, which I was told years ago I was, and he was absolutely right, and focus our energy and our extra attention and our extra passion on that which we believe we are called to be and to do, and where we're going, and live the life that we've always wanted to live. You do not belong in the trenches. Nobody does. You do not belong quiet, sitting down and shutting your mouth because people are tired of your opinion. There is a way to love, respect, and honor yourself and others, as well as give your opinion. And you know, I often think and wish that I was born into an Italian family. I watch movies, I'm like, oh my gosh, they shout, they scream, they talk over each other, they're like, and they love each other and they're happy. I'm like, Lord, why am I not Italian? What happened? I'm half Scottish. Well, I'm like Scottish, English, and South African. So there's enough spice in the South African and the Scottish. But it's a very different kind of thing. And I love my Scottish heritage, by the way. It's just very spicy and bravado. It's extra, because the Scots are extra, and I love it. I love the Italians as well. I love So this is what I want to leave you with here today. And it's just gone a very different way. And I'm not going to go down the road that I actually was going to go. I'm going to leave it there for now. On this quiet, very important call to action. You be extra. Today you stop apologizing for it. Today you decide that you're going to invest in your skills, whether it's with me in Dallas in June or something somewhere else. I bless you on that path. Learn how to deal and heal with being told you're too much in the past, you're too extra, you're too much, and learn how to overcome that, conquer it, forgive the people and the things there, because there is no spirit of beauty in its fullness without forgiveness. You know that. It shows up on the outside, by the way. Unforgiveness and bitterness turns your face down. You get wrinkles early, okay? Early. You don't want that. And learn how to be your beautiful, badass, ambitious, bold, spirited, extra self without worrying about hurting other people. Because we don't want to do that, obviously. How to respect and honor yourself and others whilst being that. And so you can do that and be extra at the same time. And the easiest way to do it is to go to your closet and start expressing and give permission to your body and your beauty and the woman in the mirror to get up, dress up, and be the bold light on a hill that you know you are called to be. I'm going to leave it there. We'll do another episode on this conversation, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email support@lindapage.com. One of my team will bring it to me, and if you've got questions around this topic specifically, send your questions in, send your challenges in, send your scenario in, and I will answer your questions on another episode. That is a commitment I make to you, because this is a very important conversation for women to have. You have no apology to make for your extra. I love and leave you there. Remember, the call to action is to get up, dress up, and be that bold light on a hill that you are called to be, and go and wear something extra today or tomorrow and express that extra, express that boldness, that badass, that beautiful kick-ass confidence through what you're wearing, and watch what happens.